Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got something a little different for you guys.
Yeah.
We're tackling a Spanish folktale transcript called
Oh.
El agua de la vida eterna,
Okay.
which translates to the water of eternal life.
Nice.
So I'm really curious to see what kind of wisdom we can pull out of this.
Folktales are really fascinating because they're kind of like these little time capsules.
Yeah.
Packed with cultural values and beliefs.
Right.
So this is going to be a fun one to unpack.
All right, so the story starts off with a pretty classic dilemma. A king is on his deathbed.
Yeah.
And his 3 sons are desperate to save him.
Yeah, a classic setup.
So, is there a cure out there somewhere?
Well, that's what they're hoping for.
Okay.
The sons learn about this thing called the water of eternal life, which is supposed to be the cure. And it's so elusive.
Mm-hmm.
It just screams epic quest. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And of course, the oldest son.
Yeah.
Probably thinking he's going to be the hero of the day.
Right, the future king.
Future king. Yeah.
He jumps to the chant.
Oh, yeah. He's ready to go.
Classic older brother move.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like this quest has like a moral element to it, too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Not just a physical challenge.
Yeah, you can't just be strong. You got to be good.
Okay, interesting.
So the oldest son, he's on his journey, and he comes across this dwarf.
Okay.
Now, you would think he'd be polite, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Totally disrespects the dwarf, thinks he's too important.
Wow.
And guess what?
That happens.
Cursed.
No.
Trapped between 2 mountains.
Oh, man. That's gotta hurt.
Talk about a reality check.
Yeah, so much for being the hero.
Exactly.
So older brother's out of the picture for now.
Out of the picture.
Does the middle brother at least learn from this mistake?
You would think, right?
He'd hope so.
Like, come on, guys, pay attention.
Learn from your brother's mistakes.
No, same arrogance, same disrespect to the dwarf,
Okay.
same fate.
Wow. Are we seeing a pattern here?
I think so.
What do you think is going on?
Well, on the surface, it's about manners. Okay.
Like basic politeness?
Right.
But I think it goes deeper than that.
I'm listening.
I think it's a warning against hubris.
Okay.
You know, thinking you're better than everyone else.
Right.
And underestimating those who seem less important.
Interesting.
Folktales often use these encounters to emphasize the importance of humility.
It's like a reminder that everyone deserves respect,
Exactly.
no matter who they are or what they look like.
Right.
Okay, so 2 brothers, down 1 to go.
The youngest,
He's the last hope.
last chance.
Does he break the cycle?
He does.
Okay, good.
He approaches the dwarf with kindness and
Yeah.
genuine curiosity.
Okay, so he's doing things a little different.
Very differently.
All right, I like it.
And this completely changes the game.
Okay, tell me more.
The dwarf, impressed by his humility,
Okay.
he gives him some crucial information.
All right.
He tells him where to find the water of eternal life.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's hidden in an enchanted castle,
Okay.
but it's guarded by a bunch of ravenous lions. Yeah, so it's still going to be a challenge.
Sounds pretty daunting.
Definitely.
But he gets more than just cryptic clues, right?
Oh, yeah. He's not going in empty-handed.
Okay, good.
The dwarf gives him a magic iron rod.
Wow.
You could think of it like a multi-tool for problem solving.
Very cool.
And he gets never-ending bread.
Ooh. Because even heroes get hungry.
Exactly. Got to keep up your strength.
That's interesting. It's like the universe is subtly helping him out.
Right. Like a little reward for being a good guy.
I love it.
It's that classic folktale trope, kindness reaps rewards.
I like it.
So now he's armed with his magic tools.
Yeah.
Do you think he makes it past the lions?
I mean, he's got it, right?
He does.
Okay, good.
He uses his wits, the magic iron rod.
And I'm assuming a good amount of that never-ending bread.
Oh yeah, probably a lot of breadcrumbs along the way.
And he finds the water of eternal life.
He does.
Okay, awesome.
But remember, this is a folktale.
Right.
There's always a twist.
Oh, there's got to be another challenge.
Oh yeah.
What is it this time? So while he's in this enchanted castle,
Yeah.
he meets a princess.
Oh.
And she's like promised to him in marriage.
Okay. Things are looking up.
Yeah, seems like a pretty good deal, right?
Yeah.
But then he makes a very human mistake.
Oh. What did he do?
He gets comfortable, he lets his guard down, and he falls
Yeah.
asleep.
No. Don't tell me he slept through his chance to escape.
Oh! He nearly misses his chance to get out of the castle before the magical doors close for good.
Oh, that's a classic folktale trope.
Right.
The hero gets sidetracked right when victory is in sight.
It's like they can't make it too easy,
Yeah.
but it's not just for dramatic effect.
What do you think it means?
I think it's a reminder that we're all human.
Hmm.
Even with the best intentions, we can get sidetracked.
You can get distracted
Great comfort.
by complacency. Yeah.
Exactly.
It definitely raises the stakes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Makes his eventual escape even more exciting.
For sure.
I'm dying to know how he gets out of this jam.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling those older brothers
Oh,
are about to make a comeback
they're not done yet.
and cause some trouble.
Definitely not.
Okay, this is about to get interesting.
Oh, yeah, buckle up.
Dang.
Tell me more.
So those brothers, they see that their younger brothers actually succeeded,
Yeah.
and they're not just content with failing themselves.
Right.
They decide to sabotage him.
Oh no, what do they do?
They steal the water of eternal life
Oh, wow.
and replace it with salt water.
That is so messed up.
Right.
So not only is he coming back empty-handed,
Yeah.
he's unknowingly carrying this, like, fake cure
Yeah.
that could actually make the king worse.
It's a recipe for disaster.
This is getting really intense. Like, it's not just about finding a magical cure anymore, right?
No.
It's like a test of character,
Right.
loyalty,
Absolutely.
family dynamics.
It's all coming to a head.
It's getting good.
And you know what? Those brothers,
What?
they go even further.
What do you mean? They convinced their father that the youngest actually tried to poison him.
No way.
Yeah. They're like, he came back with salt water. He wanted to kill you.
That's a serious accusation.
It really is.
And it makes you think about, like,
Mhm.
the power of deception.
Absolutely.
You know, how easily people can be manipulated,
Yeah.
especially when it's coming from your own family.
Right. People you trust.
So what happens to our hero?
Well, the king,
Yes.
believing his youngest son is a traitor, sentences him to death.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
This is heavy stuff.
It is.
But wait,
Yeah.
remember those acts of kindness that he showed along the way?
Oh, you mean like...
Yeah, he helped those struggling kingdoms.
Right.
With that magic bread and the sword.
Yeah.
It seemed like those were just part of the hero's journey.
Hmm.
But now I'm thinking
What are you thinking?
they might actually come into play.
You think so?
Yeah. It's like
What?
the universe is keeping track of all the good deeds.
Interesting.
You know?
Like a cosmic scorecard.
Exactly.
I like that.
So what happens?
As the execution is approaching,
Yeah.
those grateful kingdoms,
Mm-hmm.
they send lavish gifts to the king.
Oh, wow.
Gold jewels, you name it.
To say thank you.
Yeah, and even more importantly, they send these heartfelt testimonies
Oh, wow.
vouching for the prince's noble character.
So they're basically saying, like,
Yeah,
hey, this guy's a good guy.
exactly. Don't execute him.
It's like a fairy tale version of what goes around comes around.
Right. Kindness always finds a way.
But is the king swayed by all of this?
I mean,
Like, his own sons painted a very different picture.
he's torn.
Okay.
You know, he doesn't want to believe
Yeah.
that his own sons could lie to him.
Right.
But these gifts, these passionate pleas,
Yeah.
they start to create doubt.
It's like that little seed of doubt
Exactly.
is starting to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he do?
He hesitates.
Okay.
He can't just openly admit he might have been wrong.
Right.
Not yet, anyway.
So what does he do?
He orders a secret execution.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so the prince is taken on this hunting trip,
Mm-hmm.
but little does he know,
Yeah.
it's all a ruse to end his life.
That is so tragic.
I know, right?
He has no idea
No idea.
that he's in danger.
None whatsoever.
There's part of the story is really highlighting
yeah.
the weight of those royal decisions, you know, and how even within a family,
Absolutely.
there can be injustice.
It's a reminder that power can be a dangerous thing,
Right.
especially when it's unchecked.
Okay, so how does he get out of this?
Well, luckily, the huntsman,
Mm-hmm.
who's tasked with carrying out this execution,
Yeah.
he's a kind soul.
Okay.
He can't bring himself to kill an innocent man.
Thank goodness.
Right, especially not a prince who had once shown him mercy.
Oh, wow. So it's like that kindness is coming back full circle.
Exactly what goes around comes around.
So what does he do?
He comes up with a plan.
Okay.
He convinces the prince to switch clothes with him, and that allows the prince to escape into the woods.
Clever.
Yeah. So the huntsman goes back to the king
Yeah.
and pretends that he's carried out the execution.
Oh, wow. That's a risky move.
It is.
But at least it buys the prince some time.
Yeah, some time to figure things out.
But now he's alone in the woods.
Yeah.
No resources.
Starting from scratch.
It seems like he's traded one dangerous situation for another.
True, but remember, this is a folktale.
Right.
There's always hope.
Okay, so what happens back at the castle?
Well, the arrival of those gifts.
Yeah, from the grateful kingdoms.
Mhm.
They start to create some unease.
Yeah, people are starting to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if these kingdoms are sending all these amazing gifts,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the prince isn't so bad after all.
Exactly. The truth is starting to bubble to the surface.
I bet the king is feeling pretty guilty
Oh, absolutely.
and confused.
Yeah, he's starting to realize the gravity of his decision, and he's probably terrified of the consequences.
So what happens next?
The huntsman,
Yeah.
he can't bear the burden of the secret any longer.
Mm-hmm.
He confesses to the king.
He tells him the truth.
The whole truth.
Oh, wow. Finally,
Yeah,
the
well-
truth comes out.
The king, I imagine, is relieved
Oh, yeah?
that his youngest son is alive,
Mm-hmm.
but also furious.
Oh, yeah, at his older sons.
Absolutely, they've totally manipulated him.
It's like a whole wave of emotions hitting him at once.
Relief, anger, regret.
Wow.
It's a lot to process.
So the truth is revealed, the youngest son is alive.
Mm.
But what about the princess?
Oh, that's right.
She pledged to marry him,
Yeah.
but is she still waiting?
That's a good question.
After all this time?
Right, and after everything he's been through.
Yeah. Has he even changed?
Maybe he's not the same man anymore.
So what happens?
Well, she is a woman of her word.
Okay, so she's still willing to marry him.
Yes. But she also wants to be certain
Of what?
that she's marrying a man of true character.
Makes sense.
So she comes up with a test.
Oh, okay. A test. I like it.
Yeah, so she has this magnificent golden path built
Wow.
leading to her palace,
Okay.
and she declares that the man who walks straight down the center
Mhm.
is her true love.
Okay.
But if he walks to the side,
Yeah.
he's an imposter.
That's a really interesting test.
Right.
It's not just about finding the right path physically.
No.
It's like symbolic.
It's about knowing your own worth and
Yeah.
having the confidence to walk that path.
So does he pass the test?
Well, here's the thing.
What?
The youngest prince,
Yeah.
he's been through so much.
He has.
He spent all this time alone in the woods,
Right.
reflecting on everything,
Yeah.
and he doesn't feel worthy.
Oh, no.
He walks to the side.
He doesn't think he deserves to be with her.
Exactly. He's internalized all that negativity.
That's so sad.
It is.
He's so close yet so far.
I know, it's heartbreaking.
What about the older brothers?
Oh, they see this as their chance,
Of course they do.
right? They think they can trick their way into the princess's hand.
And ultimately, the throne.
And the power, yeah.
So do they try to walk the path?
They do, each of them thinking they're so clever,
Mm-hmm.
but they both refuse to walk down the center.
Why?
They see it as beneath them.
Oh, no.
They're blinded by their arrogance.
And their greed.
Yeah, they can't see the forest for the trees.
It's that classic tale of pride leading to a downfall.
Exactly, their own egos or their undoing.
So what about the youngest prince?
Well,
Does he get a second chance?
he does. The princess, she's pretty wise. She
Yeah.
gives him another chance.
Okay.
And this time he's had some time to think.
Right. He's been out in the woods.
Yeah, he's been reflecting.
Yeah.
And he realizes his worth. He
Yeah.
walks confidently down the center of that golden path.
It's like a total transformation.
Right.
From self-doubt to like owning his power.
Exactly.
It's a powerful image.
It really is.
And I bet the princess is thrilled.
She is.
They finally have their happy reunion.
After all that.
Yeah, talk about a roller coaster of emotions.
Right.
What about the older brothers, though?
Oh, well, their deceit is exposed.
Of
They're banished from the kingdom.
Calm down.
Justice is served.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah, it's like a sigh of relief.
Right.
Everything's right in the world again.
Okay, so what about the king, though?
Oh, yeah.
I imagine there's some father-son reconciliation.
Yeah, some apologies are in order.
That needs to happen
Definitely.
after that whole near execution thing.
Yeah, he really messed up.
Big time.
So yeah, the king, he's humbled by the experience.
Okay.
He seeks forgiveness from his youngest son,
Good.
and they reconcile.
Awesome.
They both learn a valuable lesson
About what?
about the importance of communication
Right.
and trust.
Yeah, you can't just jump to conclusions.
Exactly.
Got to hear both sides of the story.
And the story ends with a grand wedding celebration.
Of course.
The prince and princess finally tie the knot.
Ah,
Harmony is restored to the kingdom.
it's the perfect fairy tale ending.
Right. But it's more than just a happy ending.
What do you mean?
It's a reminder that even after betrayal and deception,
Mm-hmm.
even after facing death,
Yeah.
there's always hope.
Hope for what?
Hope for redemption, forgiveness, and happiness.
I love that.
It's a really powerful message.
Yeah, it's like no matter how bad things get,
Mm-hmm.
there's always a chance for a fresh start.
Exactly.
You know what I find really interesting about this folktale?
What's that?
It uses all these fantastical elements.
Oh, yeah, the dwarves, the magic, the enchanted castle.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like a whole other world.
But it's really exploring these very human themes.
Right.
Like kindness, the
Humility.
consequences of our actions.
It's all in there.
It's a reminder that these virtues,
Mm,
they're not just like nice ideas.
Yeah.
They can actually shape our destiny.
that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like those choices we make,
Yeah.
they have a ripple effect.
They impact not just ourselves, but the people around us.
It makes you wonder,
What are you wondering?
how often do we underestimate the power of just a simple act of kindness?
That's a good question.
Or how often do we let our arrogance blind us
Mm-hmm.
to the needs of others?
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in ourselves.
Right.
And forget about the bigger picture.
This folktale is like holding up a mirror,
I like that.
you know,
Yeah.
to reflect those universal truths back at us.
It's a story that's been told and retold.
Yeah, for generations.
For a reason.
Exactly. Because it speaks to something deep within us.
Isn't timeless.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've journeyed through this Spanish folktale,
unpacked all those hidden meanings.
explored those timeless themes.
And even pondered the complexities of family.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride.
Definitely.
And, you know, speaking of journeys,
Yeah.
this particular transcript that you provided,
Oh, yeah.
it has its own little call to action at the end.
What do you mean?
It's like the storyteller, or maybe the YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
is encouraging viewers to engage with the content
Okay, how so?
in a very specific way.
I'm intrigued.
They're asking for comments, subscriptions, even shares.
Wow, they're really going for
It's
it.
like a modern day bard.
I like that.
You know,
Yeah.
saying gather round and spread the word.
It's a great way to keep these stories alive in
Exactly.
the digital age.
It's like building a virtual campfire.
I love that image.
Right.
Yeah.
Drawing people together through the power of storytelling.
It's a beautiful thing.
So this deep dive has been truly insightful.
It has.
We've journeyed through this Spanish folktale
Explored its deeper meanings.
and even touched on the evolving world of storytelling.
Yeah, how technology is changing the way we share these ancient tales.
It's a reminder that these stories, they still have so much to offer us.
They do.
Wisdom, imagination.
And a chance to connect with something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for you listening,
Yeah.
what resonated with you the most in this tale?
What stood out to you?
Did any particular character or event grab your attention?
And how do you see these themes playing out in your own life?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
So leave a comment below.
Join the conversation.